I'm here with the Meeting Design Institute, and a great topic I think we're all interested in is virtual meetings, online conferences. We're going to hear more about it. My guest is Matthijs Otto from networktables.com. Matthijs, welcome.
Thanks.
So, I would like to start with definitions.
Good.
Because the words in the industry right now are buzzing. Virtual meetings, online meeting, multi-hub meeting. Talk to me about what you consider an online meeting or an online conference.
Okay, yeah. I think there's not a word for it yet, right? Because it's quite new. And I think what it is a conference like it is now, where we go today, you meet people for networking, you go to educational sessions, right? You go to speakers. This is what a conference is. You go there for meeting the right people, and you have to take a train or a flight, you have to book a hotel, and you have to go into a venue to do this, and you have to be physically there, right?
Right.
What I'm talking about is doing all of this online. So from your office, behind your computer, having these speaker sessions, educational sessions, and also the networking part. So even meeting the people that you would like to meet. So I think the word for this, I don't know. What do you think the word should be?
Well, it could be
virtual conferences.
Yeah, virtual conference. It could be teleconference. How is this different than if I'm at work and we have a teleconference and we use Zoom or Google or WebEx, and I can see the others on the camera. We can hear each other. Yeah. How different is what you're talking about than that?
So the reason also I'm talking about this is that we have only very small number of customers that do this, but they do it. And what they do is how they do it differently than what's totally different than a teleconference that I have with you.
Okay.
We do a lot of teleconferences with all of our customers, with our potential customers, and it's a one-on-one Skype call or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, this is already existing for years. But it's not about doing this. It's about actually attending a conference like what we're now on from your computer. So what our customer does, for example, before it was an offline event with, imagine, 20,000 people going to their venue.
Okay.
They have to pay a lot of money for the venue. People have to go to their event, book hotels, book flights, okay? It costs a lot of money. What they do now is to do all of this within 4 days, but online. So they have speakers sitting from their home, doing their speaking session.
I see.
People join in through Zoom, for example, from their desk at the time they like. They join into the speaker session, and you can even ask questions. And it's very interactive. Or people book one-on-one meetings, and they end up in doing 5 video conferencing meetings in 1 hour, for example.
Okay.
You get it? So what I'm talking about is virtual conferences where actually you go to have the right connections, to have the right sessions that you would not normally have throughout the whole week if you don't attend this conference.
And what kind of numbers are we talking about of attendees?
Yeah, imagine you organize a conference which is virtual. You don't need a location. So you don't need to think about, I'm going to have a networking area with 20 tables. No, you can have a networking area with 2,000 tables. So 2,000 meetings could happen at the same time, right?
Right.
Because you don't need a location. So the people that we are our customers, they organize, for example, it's a customer called WBCS. It's like communication, it's a community for coaches. And those coaches, they meet online to talk about coaching sessions in roundtable discussions.
Okay.
So 8 people in a video conferencing call, having a 45-minute session from their offices or from their homes, talking about topics. And after the topic, they get the recording in their email box.
So interesting. And who are the cutting edge here in terms of, so you've mentioned these coaches. What are the trends, like what the groups that are taking this up and using it already? Who is the early adopter here?
What I see as early adopters are people that are already very, very long time in the industry. For example, 3 days ago I talked to a guy he came to us and said, hey, look what you were doing, and whoa, I should have known it earlier, because what we are doing is one-on-one speed dating through video. I was like, what the hell, how do you make this work? Why would people pay for your event? Why should we do this? And he said, I'm already having like 30,000 people that paying for this, and what we do is we show them the list of all the people, and they make sure they set up meetings for them.
Amazing.
So, and he said before, they were in the conferencing and exhibition industry, they were doing this all offline. And what their mission was is to turn all of those offline conferences into online conferences. And people don't need to book hotels anymore. They don't need to book flight tickets. They don't need to spend their whole day at an event trying to meet the right people. But they can just put in blocks in their agenda that they are interested in. So you don't need to be on a conference the whole day, only at the moments you like.
So before my friends who are in the venue business, in the logistics business, have a heart attack and say, oh no, what's happening? How do you see this replacing all conferences, some conferences? Like, how are there reasons to meet face to face that you think are irreplaceable? What's your take on that?
I think meetings face to face will never be replaced. I think offline events like this should always stay and exist, because you want to meet someone and build a relation. Especially in the event industry, this is really important. But what you could do, for example, what I could imagine, is that if you have a conference once a year, then after the year, your conference is dead.
Right.
So what I think is an opportunity for those conference organizers, they have created a community of people, for example, about blockchain.
Right.
If they imagine you're organizing a conference about blockchain, then you have a lot of people interested in blockchain.
Yeah.
So what I think you should do is, before they go to another blockchain conference, you could keep them engaged throughout the whole year by organizing maybe online conferencing sessions. So imagine you do speed dating at your event, or you do roundtable discussions or workshops. I think you can repeat the most successful sessions throughout the whole year, but then online. So you can say, okay, every month we're going to have peer group meetings, or one-on-one speed dating sessions, and this happens through video. And I think if you do that, you can even build a bigger community.
Okay.
Because you can try to get people from outside that are interested in these sessions and sign up to be in your community, and then next year attend your big event.
Very interesting. And what kind of technology is required?
Yeah, so what you need for this to do is, of course, a conferencing tool. And I think that the tool we are working now together with is Zoom. And I think Zoom is getting more and more popular.
Yeah. We used Zoom for a multi-hub meeting, and it was fantastic.
I think with Zoom you can create Zoom rooms where people can have group discussions, but you can also have one-on-one meetings. And the thing is, the tool that was just missing to facilitate all of this for conferences is a tool like networktable.com, for example. Or another tool where it should be integrated with Zoom.
Yeah.
So where people can see what's going on.
Okay.
At the event, so which sessions they would like to go to, and then the session should be connected to Zoom.
So networking tables allows you to choose your agenda.
Yes, and also to show you which people are relevant for you to meet.
Okay.
Through one-on-one meetings, through roundtable discussions, through workshops, all the sessions that are already taking place for years at conferences.
So Matthijs, how about this? Can you give us some advice for, imagine someone listening wants to organize their very first online conference. What are the 3 or 4 things they must think about in order to make it successful?
I think first of all, you should define the content. Like you do with every conference. You define a program with interesting speakers or interesting content. So define some topics and some program sessions. And if you have that, you can put them online, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how, but you could do it through us, or you could do it through whatever conference program list. And if you have that, you can invite the people to join those sessions. And to get started, I think you just need Zoom or Skype or Google Hangouts, a tool, whatever, any tool that allows you to do video conferencing. Then you should define a program with sessions and invite people to join those sessions. that's it. I think if you have that's the same. Then you have an online conference.
Okay. Well, that sounds pretty straightforward.
I think
really.
you need the audience. I think that's the most important.
And for the user, the one who wants to join an online conference, who might think, do I need special headphones or a good computer, or is there anything I as the user to join such a meeting can do to enhance the experience?
For a user to make what they need to do it. What do you need to go to an online virtual conference?
Exactly.
A computer and some earplugs, I think. Right?
So it sounds pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward, yes. And I think the reason why we are not doing it yet, some people are doing it, but I didn't realize it. I didn't believe in it because I think a lot of people are scared for it. I think lots of people are scared for it. It's just about a matter of time, maybe, let's say 2 to 5 years. You will see way more online virtual conferences because it's more efficient. I think we live in a world where people are getting more efficient.
Yeah.
More about like, oh, if I do something, it should be for a reason. I should not walk around the conference like a headless chicken.
Yeah.
Not knowing what I want to achieve.
Right. So if you could give our audience a final word of encouragement around online conferences, what would your word of encouragement to them be?
I think just try it. I think people should start trying it. Really.
It's a great closing message.
And also thinking about it.
Yes. Yeah. Think about it and try it.
Yeah, think about it and try it, yeah.
Or even try it, then think about it. We don't care. Just try it.
Just try it, yeah. Good.
Matthijs, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Yeah.
And good luck with networking tables.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Good.